So, very good morning. Uh, Welcome to this second session, which is on industrial development in the era of smart economy. So, till now, in the introductory session, you might be having this idea that what this course is all about and what is the intention. These three very important aspects, right? Smart, sustainable, and resilient. Okay. So obviously, keeping in mind the audience, I don't want to go into very basics of defining all these terms. Rather, I'll just try to explore with you some of the possibilities, what we are doing right now, where we are struggling, some research directions, so that we can think over those things and then the new discussion can start on that. So that is the very basic purpose of this session. This is how I have designed. So to target that, we'll discuss about how the developed economies or other economies are developing, and then we'll talk about some challenges we are facing, operational challenge you can say, which are forcing us to think about how we can be more smart, and then there is no limit of being smart, right? And then obviously then how we can link that with sustainability, and then we need to take care. Smartness should not go to that level where we are tapped into our own smartness, and then that resilient structure is also very important, right? And we'll discuss about the role of AI, Industry 4.0, where we can implement those things, and obviously, like I mentioned, some research like what I have been doing with my group and whatever is going on around the world. So now why we are thinking about all this? The initiative which I was talking about started by Cabinet Minister Smriti Irani in 2014, and the purpose was how we can solve these problems which we have, local problems, right? And we want that international exposure as well, right? And the purpose here is we can come up with some plans where we can promote entrepreneurship. And you might have heard about all these government initiatives: Make in India, Startup India, entrepreneurship development, skills development. So many women empowerment schemes are there where they are supporting financially and all other ways. Many schemes are there, but only thing is how we can come up with new ideas in terms of how those ideas will lead towards our economic goal. And the goal is very clear: we want to be third or second largest economy in the world, right? So with that, this is very important. We should focus on Make in India. And why I am saying that this is important, right? Because just history. If you see, in late 80s, we were ahead of China, right? You can see. And now they are 5 times richer than, in every aspect, they are richer than us. If we'll explore the very basic reason, this is how industry, our GDP is being contributed by different sectors. Services is the leading sector. If we see around the world average also, somewhere 55 to 60%, same is with the case with India as well, right? And agriculture is going down, which is understandable, right? And if you see the Chinese economy, the major portion is coming from the manufacturing sector. Over the years, this we are realizing now, and we are saying that our population is not our weakness. This is program run by Indian government. We have this much pool talent, right? This we realizing now. But China realized long back, and they said that, okay, we have, instead of 10 people, we have 100. Why don't we manufacture only? Why we are looking only Chinese market? Why don't we go for overseas, and then I'll push your limits as well, because I'm not giving you that salary, that compensation. I'll not say even as per the industry standard, but yes, if you'll work more, you'll earn more, right? So in that way, we were ahead of them, Now, if you see the average income by any individual in China, and now if you compare with India, the situation is clear. But now they are realizing, okay, the other economies, the US economy, other developed nations, they are coming with services, and this is a kind of sector we can also explore and push further. Let us come with this. When we are talking about Chinese and Indian economy, we can relate. Obviously, we cannot say we can relate directly with the US. Keeping in mind the very basic point which is common is the population. And I still believe this is population burden. I still believe that. The reason is we are talking about employment. We are talking about how we can, come up with better life standard, healthcare facility, education facility, everything, whatever we are providing. But again, the problem is how many. If you see 20 years back, if I'll talk about my village, maybe 5 buses were there. Same crowd, rush level. Now maybe 50, more than 50 are there. And then if you count number of vehicles, maybe on an average more than 2. Each household is having more than 2 vehicles, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler, whatever. But still you see crowd. So this population burden, when we talk about, let's move towards smarter economy. That means most of the things we want to automate. Automate is not just to increase the productivity, it's not just to fight the competition, also ensures the quality. If I'll ask you to same the repetitive work maybe 1,000 times in a day, you just imagine your mind and at what level if you are working towards the end of the day, right? So I want some smart automatic robot should be there, which is working not only towards the end of the day, midnight, whenever, as long as it is working perfectly, it's going fine. So when we are moving towards smart economy, robots are taking the jobs away. So then the problem is how we will be sustainable. Now maybe we require now talent but skilled. There is no space for unskilled work. We are talking about warehouses, we are talking about transportation facilities, we are talking, you see, even this courier partner, delivery partner who is coming to your doorstep, he has to handle some technical things, right? So in that way, the positive point which I was talking about China and India, the biggest population, and the Alibaba can come with anything, and you will get the market, anyhow you will get the market, right? So this is the same case with India as well. You can just go through some of the points I was mentioning about. 1990 China was producing only 3% of the global output. Right now almost 30%. India is still at 3%, right? So we realized, yes, why we are not moving. As per you see, cost scenario, we are third after China and Vietnam. So that is not far behind. That means we are getting the cheap facilities here, labor here, conditions, working conditions are also good. So when all things are okay, so why? Maybe we are struggling a little bit talking about the political scenario, no, but not that much unstable political scenario here, right? So if we'll see the working conditions and all those things for industry setup still okay, but why we still lack with that? So that we need to think about, and then our government realize that yes, we should set up some target, and this is the only reason we need to come up with these kind of initiatives, right? And the targets are in front of you, where we are creating these many job opportunities and all that, but in the end we are also talking about smart and sustainable development, how we can go for smart and sustainable development, right? So jobs and all those things are there. Now industrial revolution, you know that from where we started. I don't want to discuss all this, but we know from where we started. But after starting, and then whatever fundamentals we have implemented, now where are we? Some operational challenges I'm talking about. end of life phase, what we are doing with the products when product life is ending. You think of any product you are using, your household item. In any product, EAC, this screen, this pointer, mobile phone, only I believe 10 to 15% components are there which got some limited life. Rest of the component we can extend the life. So if we take care of those 10 to 15% components, we can extend the life maybe from 15 years to 30 years or more than that. What will happen to plastic things? Nothing will happen as long as we are handling carefully. Nothing will happen, right? But inside, maybe when we are talking about projector, lens got some limited hours, right? When I'm talking about pointer, maybe batteries got limited life. Maybe the main circuit board, which is very small component, got limited life. What will happen? The outer casing, outer body, nothing will happen, right? So where I can extend the life, and this is the responsibility of the producer who is manufacturing that product. That's why I like the idea by Eureka for what they are doing is many other companies are also giving you annual maintenance contract. You are going for AMC. This is a very good initiative, right? So as long as you are using that, whatever will happen to the device, we will take care and we are charging. Let's say I'm installing AC. After 5 or 7 years, something will go wrong with the inner unit, outer unit, something will be there, right? And then you are going for the new one, or maybe sometimes 10 years age, or if you are shifting, then it will be only, I think, 3-4 years. You shift from one point to other point and then 50% life is already gone. So, and again, those 10-15% components where we can extend the life. But I'm talking here about different point where the responsibility lies with the producer is, this is my room size, I want the cooling facility. I don't want whatever you are installing, window AC or split AC or power, whatever, powerhouse, whatever you are installing, that is up to you. I want cooling for this room, and they have fixed charge for every year. Now just imagine the situation. Now company will install the best product, because if it will go down or maintenance is required, they have to visit again and again. They have to install the component, they have to replace the component without any extra charge. So here comes the responsibility of the producer, right? So how we can extend the life? But then again, the concept, actually these European market, or if say China is known for that, somehow somewhere European countries have also exploited that in that way. Now those countries are talking about sustainability, green initiatives, but initially the power, muscle power was not only the muscle power, how much you are producing, that will highlight your power in the market, in the world market. Why US is powerful? The simple reason, right? Your economy is powerful, right? So you produce, instead of one pointer, if you are buying this in India, maybe 3500, in 3500 China will give you 3 pointers, right? Even if it is going down after 1 year, 3 years, easily you can go for this. And this pointer, maybe they are claiming 2 years, 3 years is the warranty period. But here we are not thinking about the sustainability. Here we are not thinking about the material we are using, and the simple terms, more resources we are using, we are exploiting the environment in that way, right? So that is one point where we need to take care. Have you ever bothered about, you are buying chips packet, how much carbon footprint is there?
Before you move forward, I have a point of view in the last slide which you mentioned about the end of life cycle, a slightly different view, in the sense that, if I take a product like watch, for example.
It's audible. So, is it required for recording? Okay, yes.
Okay. So I said that I have a different take to what you said, and I want to know your thoughts on it. Like end of life period, what you're talking about. Suppose I take a watch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I know that my father would have used an HMT watch for 20 years. Okay. And that would be and boast about it. But now probably I would be wearing a watch for 5 years, 6 years. And that too, if you look at Tanishq, they are coming they are, kind of projecting or positioning it not as a watch, but as an accessory. Okay. So there is a concept also called value engineering, whereby, you actually, because today's generation, they would not like to flaunt the same watch for 20 years.
Trend is very
So,
important.
so
Yes.
therefore, the cost components, whatever that go into it, and probably the manufacturer also would want to push the sales of a new product rather
Yes.
than, kind of servicing and all that things
Yes.
once it has depreciated. So therefore, there is, what I think is, this is a dilemma which is faced by a lot of these manufacturers. So there is a maintenance group which is, with this function of, increasing the life cycle, but there is a sales group which is also very powerful, which wants to, project its new product.
I got your point. Now, when I'm mentioning few points, I'll take your point. I talked about AC, right? I talked about projector. So obviously these items are those items which are not frequently changing with the fashion and all that, as long as the technology is not changing. As long as technology means, if AC is coming with the inverter technology, that means that is going to save energy. So if you are changing for that, that is good enough. If you are talking about, if you are wearing one shirt, t-shirt, and then this is a kind of fashionable item, even if you buy one t-shirt of maybe 20,000 and nothing will happen to the fabric for next 5 years, obviously after some time you may feel I need to change it. Even nothing is wrong with that t-shirt, right? So that is related to some other product. Now I'm talking about, like you pointed out, that sales teams want to increase. Now I'll come back to your point. I'm talking about the major industries which is polluting environment more. These kind of heavy equipments we are using, it's only when we produced one shirt, so whatever carbon footprint we left once, right? But I'm talking about using AC. Every time you are running AC, every time you are leaving carbon footprint, right? So for these kind of things, I'm not saying 100% you can replicate the idea everywhere. For that we have to be very, very smart where we can implement that idea. Now AC is not going your turn down your sales. Why? Because here the concept is how many rooms I can add. That is your sales. How many units I'm selling is not your sale, right? So you keep on asking for more number of rooms, I'll provide you that. But if you say why you will change, see, let's say 50 people are here, requires 50 rooms. As long as 50 people are there, 50 rooms are there, 50 ACs are required. If that intake strength is not increasing, how it will increase the sale? But I want that to tap that 50 rooms for rest of the life. Let's take in that way, right? So I'm saying where we can extend the life, we need to find out those appliances which we are using, right? So that is one point. And sales is obviously is not hampering in that way. Here the market share is your sale. Okay.
Sir, you said that our Prime Minister says that make in India, but that lot of businessmen that do that. Sir, in business, profit is very important, more than that make in India. So what businessman is doing that 50 to 60% product like technology, they are export from China and they are assemble it in India and they are selling in our Indian market and they are telling make in India. So businessmen are doing that. If they are labeled that in product make in India, so government is so much tax is reducible. So what is the that I said that this is the main thing that India is not grow like China. That you said that China is in early 90s 3% production and now is 30% their product. That America was said that we are banned China, we are banned lot of country, those who are affect American market. So they do not know, they are telling that, but in back of the mind they are export lot of product in China. that America said that we are banned China product, but in Tesla, Apple, they are telling that we are shifting Apple, Foxconn. That is the
See,
main.
this we cannot restrict. Now after globalization, we have implemented this policy. If we will restrict to importing other products, we cannot sell our products also. This is open market. Whole world is one open market, right? So in that way we can, yes, that point is there. America and China, they fight, right? They fight, and they are kind of, you can say, entrepreneurs, they are also fighting among themselves, right? So they are more emotionally attached to that. If you talk about Amazon, could not be so successful in China because of Alibaba. They don't want Amazon to enter into that, right? You just imagine Alibaba, what is the market share out of China? But within China, you just see Alibaba market share is contributing almost 2% to Chinese economy. Can you imagine such a big organization, 2% of Chinese economy, which is second or third largest economy in the world? How can one e-commerce market can be so big? They are protected, right? And their consumers are also feel like sometimes, like we say, this is a kind of emotional appeal where we our prime minister also say vocal for local. This is not you can force. See, if we take about the case of Ambani, they came up with this Geo-5 device, if you know that. At that time, we were so after this, and he also participated, Mukesh Ambani, into all the seminars were held just to raise this slogan, vocal for local. They purchased all these Geo-5 devices from China. Now you only answered that in business, profit is the first thing, right? But why? The problem is not that we cannot make profit. Why we are not able to make the profit in India when we are manufacturing in India? Apple announced that they will start iPhone manufacturing in India. Still they are not able to. They are struggling a lot. You just see what happened with Tata Nano plant that was supposed to start in West Bengal. Yes. And just imagine if that happens. So how many job opportunities? And the local economy, how local economy will move. It's not only one organization. That was the record booking of Tata Nano. You just imagine how many parts are used and how many other units are required, right? Yes, yes.
Sir, it is very, that first you said that some problem in politics, but it's big problem in politics. In China, if we plant in factory, China will provide 28 days, all paper will be complete. But in India, is complete 6 to 8 months. Then now, so Modi is come, but in early days, 3 to 4 years was.
I will not say it's only the political problem. I'll not say that it's only the political problem. See, any political party, they come up with the policies. If today I'll announce something, see, this is maybe the one workshop on sustainability. Next time I'll realize that I missed these points, these should be added, right? So this is how, policies evolve over the time. So now you are saying that in China or US, why this economy is moving so fast? I'll just quote one example. If you remember 2008 Lehman Brothers bankruptcy, that happened in US. You just go through that history and see how whole world economy was down. Banks were on the edge of bankruptcy. You just imagine. Third largest financing institution, Lehman Brothers. Many Indian organizations, big houses, they also invested into that. But still our system, our financial structure is so strong, RBI, and we believe in SBI as well. You see, nothing will happen. Even today era where we are, moving with all those apps, and then anytime your accounts can be hijacked, and then that can be done, but still we feel safe, and we are making payments. The problem is very simple. You said very simple procedure. If you go for house loan in US, this was the reason. You just go there, put your document, nothing is required, only 10%, 20%, even if you can show, you can get the loan. But here, equivalent property you need to attach. Even if you are going away, I can make some out of that, right? So it, when we are talking about, but yes, now this is the era, I cannot say that to be resilient enough, I should be little slow. So if you just go through what happened to this Border Gavaskar series, now the team management is changed, Gautam Gambhir is there. If in every match you are going to change the strategy, that will not give success to you. And then you are talking about test match. What is the basic element in test match? Consistency. Where you have shown the consistency. So that I'm talking about. If you are changing, but yes, how we can quickly we can do the changeover that is required. I'll just go through the content also. See, more developed economies you are, and you are leaving more carbon footprint. That is obvious. That those many activities are going on, and then you are aware about these all pictures. What is happening right around the world, right?
Just one
There is-
point, sir, related to what he said about this Chinese thing. China is a very, surveillance regulated state. So, therefore, it comes as no surprise that giants like Google were unable to, put a foothold. So, instead of Google, we have Baidu. Instead of Uber, we have Didi. They have
the
their,
reason is
they have their own ecosystem.
the reason is, if you are coming to my class, and if I'll say, if you'll go out of the class for any reason, even if you are feeling not well and you are leaving, I'll fail you in that subject. You will not do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
If
is
I'm restricting Chinese, here we are democratic country.
that's what I'm
This
saying.
is the
That
basic
highly-
reason. I can put restriction anytime.
So
You cannot move out of your room after 10.
yes.
What will you
So
do? But in India, you just imagine, anywhere you can sit, dance, anywhere you can do anything. And then if I'm saying why you are doing this, they will convert, oh, I was dancing on some religious song and you did this and that. And
that
you
is
just
one of the
imagine the
reasons
situation.
why the graphs which you showed,
So-
is there is a point to that also, that the the manufacture
Yes.
it's all in
Yes.
sports also. You see Olympic medals, how much they get.
Yes.
Okay, but it's a very regimented kind of
In
economy.
Olympic medals, I just because I have different perception there, same reasons cannot be attached. The reason is the problem with the audience also. Why BCCI could afford that? They are paying the salary, those players in A category, B and C, and forget about the salary. For playing one single test match, 15 lakhs, one day 7 lakhs, one T20 5 lakhs. Even if you are going for duck, you will get those compensations are there. And then you forget this, the money that is flowing from the advertisements. And where is the problem? Problem is not with BCCI. Problem is not with, because that is their business model. Because you are watching, we are generating revenue out of that. If I'm generating revenue out of that, I have that right, I should get some share out of that. That's why they are getting. Problem is because we are not getting that much revenue. If your women team is playing, if hockey team is playing, how many of you are following other than Olympics what Neeraj Chopra is doing right now? After Olympics, he won so many gold medals. Did we ever talk about that? We never talk about that. So because he won twice, so that's why he is there in some ads, but how long he will survive there, you just imagine. So I mean, these things are there. Yes.
Sir, citizen awareness of citizens regarding sustainability is also important. Like we are buying random products. Let's say we are buying a chocolate, and many companies, many wellness companies, they are writing on the back of their pack saying send
Do
it
you
back
shop
to
online?
us. Yeah.
Okay. So you must be using Amazon, Flipkart and all that.
Yes.
When you are placing order, and if after, let's say after 2 days is your delivery time,
Hmm.
and I'll say that madam, this time it will take one more day because I will be delivering using bicycle. I will be combining, consolidating few more orders and then will deliver you, so that it should leave minimum carbon footprint on the environment. Will you be able to wait?
My point is different.
No, this is what you are saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, you make your
Okay.
point then.
So they are saying ki send the pack that you used back to us so that we can recycle and reproduce.
Yes.
How many shoppers or how many buyers are actually doing this? We always say ki companies should be uh, sustainably aware. They should take care of their manufacturing sustainability and all. But what about consumers?
You
Shouldn't
have
they be sustainably aware?
you have gone, 50 years ahead. Here you are talking about I'm buying one chocolate and wrapper I'm giving back
That
so that it
was
should be
only an
recycled.
example.
People are not though that, in those senses where they actually their people are not sensitized, I must say, because this is not there in our curriculum. You cannot wait for 100 meter, dustbin is there, you cannot wait for that dropping that wrapper inside the dustbin. Can you imagine? They will recycle it. I'm not talking about illiterate people or who are not, up to that level. What this wrapper will do, right? I'm talking about in IIT also. You see many wrappers. Even I know after 100 meters, one dustbin is there. I will not wait that much, because it's not that I want to, intentionally. I don't want to do that. I also talk very good about plants are very good. We should keep green and all those things. We should keep clean. Everyone like cleanliness, but how much we are contributing? This is one problem, right? And then recycling this. Forget about this. This the very recent movement by Mantra. If you noticed, they are doing paper packaging. So they have eliminated this plastic packaging. Even for attaching the bill, they are using one paper, right? So even the adhesive tape is made up of that thing, and inside that whatever cushion they are using the shredded box material, which is already waste, right? So this is how they are doing that, and it is written on the paper packaging 100% recyclable. I was totally amazed with this initiative. I said, wow, this is going to change the scenario, because if someday, right now, maybe people are not sensitized enough that they should be bothered about the plastic they are throwing. Maybe after 10 years they will start thinking of that, and then they will say yes, they will appreciate. I will always order on Mantra because they are doing this. But the sad story is that is 100% recyclable, still lying at my home only. No one is coming to take it back. I cannot recycle at my home, right? But then again, point is, like, criticism can come if paper packaging will be there, it will encourage the deforestation. What we will do? You see, they collaborated. I forgot the organization name. I think Canopy is the organization. They collaborated with them, and then they ensured that whatever we are using, trees we are using, those many plants also will ensure. They have made the cotton farming sustainable by using that their material inside the packaging, again recycling that. They promise this, at least they promise this, right? But then again, the point is how long it will go. So cyber security, we are talking about smart system, then these many number of incidents, how many times, how frequently we are getting the calls. So today morning only I got call from Thailand saying that we are calling from telecommunication department, or this that has happened, and then how many see, this is common trend now. People are also now aware that this is, but sometimes trapped. And then we are talking about competition is challenge. So that challenge we have to accept. So I'll grab more resources, right? Let us grab everything of market, and Jio will come up with one day, will come up with this offer, everything is free. You come to us, everything is free. For 6 months, oh, we expected more numbers and only this much. Okay, let's extend another 6 months. Let's extend another 6 months. 18 months they did this for free. And now with the Jio Fiber, all problems are solved. You have that in your house, and then your Wi-Fi, your phones, everything, one recharge, TV, everything is working on that. And now, because 55% now have joined my group, now I have the power. And same thing is doing Indigo, is doing only airlines in India which is profitable since last more than 15 years. Only airlines. You just imagine what they are doing. How this can happen? Come on, more than 10 airlines have been stopped recently, and how they are so sustainable, they are making profit. When they started, only first 2 years they were into losses. From the next year, and there was a recent survey, I forgot, I read this news that Indigo was rated one of the worst airlines in whole world. But why? Why we are still picking that? I always travel. I have only that option. In India, their tagline is changed now, India by Indigo. Because you will get 90% flights are Indigo only. And then cheap flight. And then on time. They are paying to be on time. So everything will be on time, and their staff is minimum. So I'll rush through these, some of the challenges. We talk about natural disasters, and then we talk about resilience, and then we have seen recent 4-5 years what happened, COVID-19 outbreak. I'll not say whether it was man-made or natural, whatever happened, but you just imagine after that complete shutdown, supply chain resiliency, people were going for panic buying. I don't know, after 10 days I'll get the material for my kitchen or not. So let us buy everything for whole life. And you just imagine 10 rupees mask, face mask, they were selling for 500 initially. Because they know that, yes, you are going to buy. Hand sanitizer, gloves, mask, we started using like anything now. And before that, we never care for that. But just, yes, there was setback for few industries, but there was, your liquor industry started producing sanitizer. They have to channelize the resources anyways. So some of the latest development, challenging industry, space tourism. Everyone knows that, but then you want to know who is the first to go there. Okay, if you are going there, that means if some place is very, we attach the things very quickly with the status. So that means, oh, we know that was the, but you just imagine the competition that is coming out of this. Many, maybe they can afford this, but what will happen? And then China is talking about fake moon. Whole electricity problem, day, night lights are not required, street lights are not required. Who will maintain? We will have night moon, artificial moon. You just imagine, many species work in the night only. They eat in the night only. How those species will evolve? So again, but yes, you only told me we want to be China, we want to develop, obviously we want to be 5 times richer than China. If they can do that, let's do that. And then scrap everything, whatever resources from wherever you can get, you get that from the environment. You degrade how much you can do that. So whatever we are doing with oceans and all that, and then in the financial market also, these are few challenges we are facing, right? And but yeah, Nirmala Sitharaman, she knows that people are making money out of bitcoins, so she has regulated very quickly. She did this, and after that there was, people lost money like anything, more than 50%. More than 50% they lost. But now still, now again, because many countries they are legalizing this, so now it is going up again. And then the basic challenge, we are talking about smart city, and these are the picture, because I work in the area of this. Why it is not okay? So I work in the area of waste management, and these pictures outside hospital. And during COVID, because these people, municipal corporation people were not coming to collect your garbage. And you just imagine, we were going through that pandemic. And that pandemic means it's a communicable disease. So if you, even the waste is coming as a normal waste from your kitchen or whatever, it should be treated as infectious waste. Because if COVID patient is there, should be treated. But then if we are 50 people here, we know that we'll generate daily, we'll generate 15 kg waste. But suddenly you never used sanitizer, never used face shield, face mask, hand gloves, you never used, you suddenly started using all those things. So there are studies saying that more than 200% increase in the waste, only in the healthcare waste I'm talking about. They never considered that household waste can also be now infectious waste. Because if you are COVID patient, initially they started treating at different centers, right? Then you know the population burden I was talking about, how many hospitals you can set up. They came with the foreign field hospital, but how many? And then okay, you be at home, they started providing you thermometer and then oximeter, and the medicine is coming. That was initially for some days, and then every other person is infected. How we can do that? We cannot afford those many resources. So the waste is coming from everywhere, and the treatment center got a limited capacity to treat, because we were producing only 15 kg. They were capable of handling that 15 kg. Suddenly it came up to 150 kg. How we'll handle that? So let's open burn it, let's recycle it without knowing what we are recycling. Any infectious waste you cannot recycle, but you cannot imagine the industry structure in India. We have unregulated this recycling of the waste coming like anything. And because this is infectious, should be disinfect with the, we have treatments. But who cares if it is plastic? Let's recycle it as plastic. So what future we are looking for? Let's move towards circular economy. Anything we are doing, nothing should go out of the system. In one circle, same this concept can be applied anywhere. If I'm putting 100 rupees in my business, I should not lose anything. I should make it more sustainable. How I can make it tomorrow 110 rupees business, then 200 rupees, right? How it can be more sustainable, so that I need not to fuse any money into that, right? How we can ensure that? So use and throw. Who gave this lifestyle of use and throw? Those countries, now known as developed countries, are caring about the environment and saying that we should stop use and throw. You know, the maximum waste is coming per person, if I'll calculate, is coming from the developed countries, because they can afford that use and throw. We got very late this idea that same syringe we cannot use for multiple purposes. Earlier one only that syringe was there, and then we used to change the needle, and then now plastic syringes are coming. You just imagine, if you are putting 100 injections, 100 syringes will be there. That much plastic waste we are generating. So life expansion is important wherever it is possible, and how we can convert this waste into energy. Another thing is, one is life cycle assessment software. Many organizations coming with the initiative that whatever, if I'm producing this water bottle, from production or raw material, whatever we are getting, up to this stage, not only this stage, after that this bottle will go into dustbin. How much carbon footprint we are leaving? How much energy we are consuming? Electricity we are using to produce this? Molding machine we are running? Electricity? Okay. So then this much carbon, how many units are required? So this life cycle assessment. So they started branding their products as green products, and then they are saying that this much carbon footprint is left. Every stage they are saying that, right? If you recycle, you can reduce this much. So role of startups and small business, we always see to MSMEs, small, medium, micro industries, because they are giving a big push towards our economy, and obviously creating the job opportunities as well. And then they are catering the local needs also, because they know, right? So I'm just, you know about the role of small businesses, right? The basic point here is, if we will invest into Like I was talking about Tata Nano plant in Singur, West Bengal. That was Singur or Singur, something like that. Singur, right? I don't know that place here in West Bengal. So if we can set up these kind of manufacturing facilities, I'm just talking about focusing only on sustainability of employment opportunities, right? So how many other units we can set up around, and then how many job opportunities we can create. Not only that, maybe other industries related or maybe unrelated industries will come. We have in Himachal, I belong to Himachal, we have one area under Solan district. So there Himachal government came with the concept, I think more than now 15 years. So this area I'm talking about was complete forest. Now you go there and you will see polluted like anything, industries, so many industries. They came with the concept pharmaceutical industry will come here, and we are giving initial 4 days or 5 days without any tax, then 2%, then 4%, in stages it will be there. So I mean whatever we are producing in the rest part of country, so up to that level they will reach somewhere around I think 13 or 15 years. So for 13 and 15 years, that much rebate they are getting. And you just see, we are I think more than 25% we are producing in India pharmaceutical products. 25% contribution we are producing in India, right? If we'll compare the worldwide pharmaceutical production, and out of that 25, 35% is coming only from that area. Their basic purpose was how we can increase the employment opportunity. They put the condition, we will give you this concession, 70% employment should be given to local people, means who are resident of that state, right? So that was, but yes, then this is a problem. What if you are not getting the skilled labor? But then business houses are smart enough where they need, those for the top level management they hired outside, and then for lower level, because numbers they need to maintain, so easily we can do that. So how we can survive with our these powerhouses, right, which are giving you the boost in your economy? We need to make them sustainable, and one thing is your finance, how we can ensure them the finance. So that once you are giving, there are few schemes, government of India, they are running in higher educational institution, business incubation centers are there, right, with many NITs and IITs. So the purpose is for 5 years you will get the office or space as per your proposal, whatever you are going to manufacture. They will not charge anything for that, but yes, running operational cost you have to bear. You got the building, you got the space, now you can start your, after 5 years if you are successful you can. This is the concept, although the success rate is still very debatable, but yes, the initiative, at least initiatives are there, right? So that it can be. So now we want successful, we want smart, we want immediate everything. Just I'll show you this picture. If this is one concept, one video. Just imagine you are visiting Big Bazaar or any multi-brand store or any departmental store where you are getting everything. What is usually the process? You are going inside, many shelves are there, you are walking around, right, and then you are picking your products, and then billing counter is there, and then you are in queue maybe half an hour, and then things are being done, right? But you just see, this is another concept. This is one store in Delhi which is known as dark store. You need not to label this store, right? This any facility may be little away from the city so that the expenses can be managed, and you place the order online, will deliver you in 10 minutes. Blinkit and your Jepto is doing that. This is one concept, right? The another thing is we are talking about the smart things. You just imagine Amazon warehouse, maybe more than, I don't know how many products will be there, in how much quantity. I just want to search one product. Customer place the order, you want to search one product, how? You will just see the, maybe now you have the system, will see which shelf where it is, you will locate it, and then you will find. And then those many people are required to this, right? Now we are talking about automated warehouses where robots are working. You place the order, it will be picked automatically, packed within next 10 minutes, will be delivered, will be handed over to the courier partner. No person is working there. Amazon is working on that, right? This is smart economy we are talking about. So that means we need to sense what you want. Let's say I talked about you are moving in big bazaar, you want toothpaste. How many maybe different brands are there? You picked one toothpaste. Otherwise, toothpaste is a kind of item, whatever you are purchasing regularly, you will keep on doing that. Even that, whether it is giving you any fresh breath or not, it's another point, but you will keep on doing that. But let's say even if you want to choose something else today, so if you will take one and then you see and maybe you will read some information, if you know that, and then you will place it back. If you will go for the next one, then you will select like this. But something is going on in your mind, why you are picking, why you are dropping back, right? So I want to tap that information also, so that I can find out why customer is not preferring my product, why customer is. So these sensor, these points, I can record the data, and that can help me to design everything. This is what we are talking about as more smarter, the future of shopping. Why that line is required, why those 10 people working on the billing counter required. You just get that trolley, put your whatever you want, your items, it will give you the Amazon rating as well, whatever rating we are concerned about the rating. And then if you want, you take it, and then in the end you just swipe your card on the trolley only and you can go. So this is what we are talking about, and how we can implement these things. I'll leave this, and this is IoT based smart supply chain. Another example, when we e-commerce industry talking about sustainability, I don't think is a kind of if I'll give that example to e-commerce, even though I said about Miantra, about 35% or 40 up to 40% products are returned back, and we are talking about sustainability. One product is picked from Gurgaon, delivered to some local hub, maybe in Gurgaon or Delhi, local hub will be there, will be shipped to Calcutta, they will send to Kharagpur, and from there it will be delivered to this campus, and then within next second, one single click, and you are returning it back. No business, nothing, you did not get the product, and you see this whole process, the carbon footprint, and 35% products are returned back. Okay, I'm giving you this freedom because otherwise I will not survive in the market. Others are doing that, that is competition. You will be shocked to know the reasons. The first reason is we are shipping the wrong item. First reason is we are shipping the wrong defected products, and that is contributing almost 30%. Second prominent reason is 20 to 25% adding, that is we are shipping wrong items. How this can happen in this smart era? How you can deliver wrong item when we are equipped with RFID, and if you go to airport, you are dropping your bag here in Calcutta. If you want your bag in somewhere in other country, you'll get it without any failure, right? Very rare it is happening because the cost is very high. But why it is happening here that 20 to 20% products are we are getting the returns because we delivered wrong item, and then you just see the returnability and all. That is the big reason. Still the business model, they are not able to survive, and they started thinking of putting some charges for deliveries and all that, right? So if you are shifting,
Sir, what you pointed out, do you think it is a technological problem or a human-centered problem?
this if we'll replace with the technology, so obviously if we are using our RFID and that wrong item shipping, we can avoid that. How we can do that? Now, another example, like I told you, defected items. Let's say we are delivering one scooter from Calcutta to this or any other item. We should be able to track that product all the way. If in between somewhere that product is damaged, I should know that during transportation some accident happened because of road condition, anyhow that product is damaged. Why I'm traveling another 500 kilometers to deliver that product? and then waiting that the customer should get that experience that this is damaged. Why we cannot track the, obviously this technology we need to update, where I can find out that this item is already damaged. Why you are going to deliver that? So
there are sophisticated airlines also, and you can also see the number of baggages which lose track. They have got very good technological solutions to track the luggage, but still there are baggage misplacements, your luggage going to some other place, and they have the very best of technological
yes,
systems.
yes, that's why I said very rare it is happening, because cost is very high. So maybe if you have experience, that's why maybe if you have experienced this personally.
Yes.
Okay, so I never experienced this. So but still the way they are managing, because then you have to deliver that, the compensation is very high, and people, the crowd which is coming to airlines is a kind of, they know their rights, they have that much time also to fight for that. But for if you are delivering one maybe soap to any household, and then it is a wrong product or some other item, grocery item, then the cost is not that much high, right? So cost, you can calculate cost of the product or compensation, and then cost related to safety also. This is another point, right? So what we are talking about, yes, technology also sometimes we fail, right? And then uh, example would be Apple. Apple is known for updating their products, right? Now if you use their headphones, Apple headphones, Bluetooth headphones, the first very basic uh, plus point is, if you put your headphones in your ear, outside noise is removed. Even if you are not listening any song, even then noise will not be there, right? This is one thing. Second thing is AI headphones, right? Now if you will ask, obviously so many other features you will ask, you will play that. Once, let's say on the way you are going, then you are using normal headphones, you have to put out your headphones, and then you can talk to that person, because otherwise your songs will be there. You start talking with the person, it will realize that you are talking, the automatically it will stop playing the song, right? Now this is the, you say the advanced technology and very good feature, right? People are paying 25,000, 50,000, 1 lakh for getting that feature. But the problem is, when I listen the song, and if it is very kind of, I want to sing with that track, you start singing, it will stop playing because I am saying something. So they need to tap this. Maybe next series will come, they will handle that. So that's why they that sales part, they sometime intentionally they are keeping few things away, so that you should realize the role. So yeah, because we have to finish, I'll just point out a very beautiful, this another video which I want you to see. This is related to healthcare.
In the decades ahead, healthcare will undergo dramatic transformations. Medicine will become more precise. Value will shape care delivery. Patients will become empowered consumers. And digitalization will transform every facet of healthcare. Patients will have a digital twin, a customized computational model of themselves, enabling Dr. Clive to anticipate illness, guide therapy options, and predict outcomes of procedures. Expanding precision medicine will enable radiologists to make highly specific diagnoses for Stephen without unwarranted variations.
So just that much will give you the idea what I wanted to talk about. Before any heart attack situation, there must be some abnormal parameters about your body which you are not feeling, and then because you are not feeling, so you are not able to take some call on that. So can we implant some technology, regularly they are maintaining my all the parameters required, and you just imagine, cancer we usually detect when it is on the third or fourth stage. Why it is not happening that? Because continuously you can scan that parameters, so you can instruct me, yes, this cancerous cell is developing within your body, you need to take the treatment immediately. You forget about that, how many times this happens. There are few prescription given by doctor, reacted in other way, and then there is no history that you should never take those prescription again, but another doctor will give you the same. That can also happen. This is this is doctor should take care of my medical history. Only then they can prescribe what is good for this, because every individual is different. The next level is whether we know about doctor, whether he has treated this or not, how many cases he has handled. Before going to any hospital, you know this is an accidental case, very critical, requires some very you kind of rare blood group, and then you are going and then doctors are saying this blood group is not available. Then you are rushing here and there. Before that, there should be some map, how many doctors are treating this patient, kind of patient, what is the history, the facilities available, and then we are running out. For this test, we are going to some other hospital, some other clinic, this, that. One doctor is not there, facilities are not there. How easy the life will be if we have all those things on our finger. Just information. This era is just information. How smartly we can circulate that information. Before heart attack, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, enough time to survive. I can just get a call that this is going to happen in 15 minutes because of this abnormal situation within your heartbeat or whatever. This is predictive maintenance, not only applied to human body, applied to everywhere. The appliances we are using, before crashing down, there is something which we cannot notice, and then after 10 kilometers accident is there. After 10 kilometers driver is going to sleep and then accident will be there, but he is going to sleep after 10 minutes. How we can predict that? That is what we can make our, if I'm running, let's say, taxis, my drivers are there, I want to control the quality, how driver is behaving with the people, how driver is driving the car. If you are driving in a that way which will consume more fuel, if you are driving in that way, that may damage the products you are carrying inside. So these are few things, right? So I'll just give you some research perspective. This is one where this was the first thesis I guided, which was on healthcare supply chain 4.0, based on industry 4.0. Same thing we are targeting: emergency supply chain, healthcare supply chain. Emergency, normal, okay, but emergency, how we will handle that? How we'll handle that blood group problem that is not available there, right? So, and then we can convert into smart healthcare supply chain. This is second thesis, which was on this concept of blockchain technology, fintech solution, how we can provide, so that if I'm giving some sponsorship to some small startup like FTBIs, like the business incubation center I was talking about, running by various HEIs, how we can provide them with the initial infrastructure, and then in return what they will return to me? They will return the employment opportunities, they will add to our GDP, right? How we can do that? So these are few things, the research perspective which are going on, right? So time is almost. So any questions, any discussion points, we can.
Okay, I am like that inquisitive student whom some faculty members dislike and some like. So because I have lot of questions,
Yeah.
but one thing which I want to get from you particularly, because coming from an industrial background, we understand all the problems, but what we are seeking out is solutions. Okay, now one big problem that HR in industry is facing even today is, this post-COVID phenomenon, where most of them were actually working from home employees. And now to come back to normalcy, there are a lot of companies who started out with the hybrid formula, and then, you tend to return to normalcy, like, it's a, but they are facing a lot of challenges there. So, I mean, I want to hear what can you do, perhaps to let, because what happens through this COVID period, 2 years, you are kind of now go into the habit of working from home, traveling, etc. All these things, in metropolis like Bangalore, Delhi is quite a pain. Okay, and from the company side, you are also getting productivity, lot of savings in costs from the overhead costs.
I got your question.
So
So you
what
asked me
is
two questions.
so what is your take? Like, I mean, like, the companies are wanting to go back to the normalcy.
Yes.
But there are, they are finding it difficult.
So, two questions. First is very important, that few faculties may not like you, so because of your questions. But I believe if you are asking questions now, so then after when you'll go now, you will be clear with the things we were discussing, right? And in that way, the result will be, feedback will be positive. But if you will not say here, obviously you are going to say once you will go out. And that will be kind of feedback which is maybe next time maybe I can improve or like that, but that may not be the real one also. Because you were having some doubts and then you did not ask me, I could not clear that, and then you may have that perception he could not answer, or maybe he did not address that, right? So that is one point. So other point is, yes, this now I'll say these IT industry now, they want that their employees should be at home, because when you are coming to the office, you are consuming tea and coffee like anything, you are consuming my electricity like anything, AC charges like anything. You be at your home, I'll give you laptop. Now that office space is also not required. In Bangalore and Delhi, you were talking about having office and then welcoming you. You just imagine, I would be happy. In return, whatever hell you are doing at home, I want this project. You are project mentor, whatever. You are handling that project, project manager. You will do it. You have to do it. That is job. What else? Why I'll want that you travel to my space and consume my things? Unnecessary. Second thing is the other side, employee side. I have few friends. They are saying that our this cost parameter has come down like anything. Last 5 years we did not shop. Otherwise, for office, our 30% salary was going into that only. What we will bear tomorrow, then day after tomorrow, and then presentable. It's now we are doing work. And the most funny part is from their parents. One of my friend, she is from Palampur. उसके parents से they said, अरे ये कौन सी कंपनी है तुम्हें बेडले बैठ के यहाँ पैसे दे रहे हैं, भैया बुलाते क्यों नहीं है वापस? आई वॉज लाइक कि पेरेंट्स नाउ दे ऑल्सो वॉन्ट सम फ्रीडम. अरे 5 साल हो गए तुम्हें वापस नहीं बुला रहे, सैलरी भी दे रहे हैं. एंड वो बोलते क्यों जाएंगे, कहाँ जाएंगे, बैंगलोर में अच्छा है, पालमपुर इज वेरी गुड प्लेस. AQI और इस सबकी बात करते हैं, लेट अस बी इन पालमपुर और देन वी आर डूइंग व्हाटएवर वी आर डूइंग, राइट? सो इट इज द प्रॉब्लम इज इन बोथ वे. These companies, other companies are running perfectly fine if you can do at home, but then again that work culture, office culture, those things, the connections, those things are obviously for long term how it will impact. As long as I'm working with these many people, this team is fine, I know them. What if someday new member will join? How I'll get synchronized with that person? Then it will be problem. But as long as it's going on, so we have some, see, somewhere we are doing trade-off daily. So then I know that if new people will join, I need to make new team. Let's onboard them for 2 years and then again we'll say go for this, right? So now this research is also going like that only. Research scholars are doing so many different activities other than the regular research.
I didn't want to name the company.
Yeah.
The company which
I can name many.
you said
where
about
my friends are working.
you said about IT company. Actually, one of the largest IT companies in India, TCS, is actually facing this problem. They are wanting the employees to come back to the office.
Then why they are not calling my friends who are desperately waiting for their calls? They are working in TCS only.
So they are doing it in phases. What I
So
perceive.
yeah, so they now they have done like this. In week you have to come twice, right? So maybe for some time, maybe then again they will call. That depends upon that. The decision is, again you need to understand what is going behind that decision. The decision is only twice. Why I want? I don't want them to work in my office. I want that there should be some synchronization. Only to take care of that HR perspective, because that team foundation, whatever we talk, we somewhere still we feel that is required. If I'm not well today, can my partner, can colleague can take care of my things? That attachment, where from where it will come? So that is required in that way, right? So let's call them twice, and maybe if 500 employees are working, I'll say today only these 50 are coming, next day these 50 are coming. So that much a facility minimum is required, but they have cut down cost like anything by reducing these operational expenses. Yes. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Sir, there is a you told us that companies producing green products. So there is a concept of greenwashing. So how can the normal consumer can
Companies
be aware?
can name green product, but the product has its own nature.
Yeah.
It cannot be green. How you can say this can be green? Just
Exactly.
putting the tag will not make it green.
So how
If
can
you are saying that steel industry is going to be green, come on. How you will melt the steel at that high temperature? How you will produce that temperature? You're going to consume those many resources. If you are saying that electrical mobility, electrical vehicles will reduce the pollution, how? That electricity is being supplied from thermal power station. We need to work the routes, and everywhere it is not possible. It is not possible everywhere. So it depends upon the, but yes, we need to think about that. We need to think about that if we will go by ship, right? So that much cost also we can cut down, and the sustainability measures also we can take care up to some extent. If you'll go by road, it's the expensive way, most expensive way, because of in terms of the time it is taking, and then the accidents are happening. Air is the most expensive, but in terms of time and accidents and those things. But still, unfortunately, in India, 60% logistics is being done by road transportation only. So that way we are limited by that. So we don't have that port infrastructure. Those big ships cannot come there, and because that much depth is required, that infrastructure we don't have. So it will take time to develop all those things. But yes, now the things are, government is working and we are thinking on that. But yes, to make this happen, make in India, only then we can export when we have that infrastructure which is required, which is true. Any other question? So thank you very much. So we'll meet 3:30 again. So Professor Chaudhuri session will be there 3:30 to 5:30. We'll just give that document in the WhatsApp group. You all are there in the WhatsApp group. We'll circulate that in the WhatsApp group. So you can just ask them. Yeah, they will add you. You can keep it with you. Sir, that case study you can give me. We'll circulate. Speaking in front of you, sir, was challenging. We'll start 3:30.